with Virginia Wreath Company. Thought I'd hop on here this evening and do a little Q&A with you guys. I've gotten several questions that I can answer. So when you come in, tell me where you're from, what you're doing, and let me know if you have any questions that I can answer. Hold on just a second. I'll wait just a few minutes and let people come in. Come in and say hi. Some of you may know that I had surgery on my elbow this past Wednesday, so I'm a little out of commission as far as making things, but this is my new fashion statement, at least until tomorrow anyway. I can take it off and get going. Hi, Donna. What's the weather like down there in Alabama? Let me know if you guys can hear me too. If you guys can hear me okay. Hi, Lisa. Can y'all hear me okay? I guess you can. Let me know if you can't hear me. Okay, let me see. I'll try to talk a little bit louder. Is that better? Okay. I had several questions that people had asked me, and somebody asked me what inspired me to do this. And okay, let me see if I can move this. Sorry. Okay. Let me move y'all up just a little bit. Is that better? Okay. Back to my question. Someone asked me what inspired me to get into doing this. All right. Thanks, Lisa. And at first, it was, I had ordered a wreath, a Pittsburgh Steelers wreath for my husband for Christmas one year. And I bought the wreath, and I got it, and I picked it up, and I got home and took it out of the wrapper. Hi, Cindy. It's my sister. And I was kind of disappointed in how it looked because I just had this idea that it would look better than what it did, and it didn't. So that partially inspired me to start doing this because I thought, well, maybe I can make this better. Maybe I can do something different. And that's kind of what got the ball rolling. But I enjoy making these. It is my stress reliever. It's my me time, what I do for myself, and just to block everything else out. So that's kind of how I got started doing this. And it's just taken off from there. I've met so many wonderful people doing this, and I've gained friendships and gotten to know people, and it's really a great group of people that I've gotten to know because I started doing this. Excuse me. So that was how I got into doing this, and my inspiration to do things like this. And another question that I had gotten was what do I base my colors off of when I make a wreath? And I'm going to say, like, my focal point. You know, if I pick out a sign, I'm going to base my ribbon colors, the mesh, anything I use in there is going to be based off of that focal point, that sign, that piece that goes into the wreath, or anything that's in that season that would, you know, because usually for spring you think like the pastel pink, the blue, the green, yellow, things like that. Winter, for the Christmas wreaths, it's, you know, the reds, the darker greens, the brown, gold, silver, things like that. So a lot of times it really just depends on, you know, what the season is, what the focal point is, and what I think the wreath should look like when it's done. So that's how I base what colors I use in my wreath. And sometimes you can just throw all that out the window and just go wild and funky, you know. Doesn't hurt anybody, and they're fun. It's fun. There really aren't any rules set in stone that you have to follow to do this. You know, it's you know, go with what you feel, go with what you think looks good, because you're not wrong. Nobody's wrong. There is no right or wrong way to do this. Let me see, what else? The main wreath forms that I use when I make my wreaths look like this. And I'm trying to do this kind of like one-handedly here. They look like this. That is a work wreath form. And some people use these, some people don't. Some people just use the regular green wire frame that you can buy from Walmart or, you know, Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And they attach their own pipe cleaners to those wreath forms. I've done that once or twice, and I don't care to do my wreaths like that. I don't like doing it that way. That's not my cup of tea. I love these though. These are awesome. And for a number of reasons too. When you use these, let me see. When you use these, you have your little twist ties that are already attached right here. And what you do is you just separate them, and then you put your mesh in here, or your ribbon. You put that right inside there, and then all you have to do is take the ends and twist it up. And they stay in place. On here, they stay in place. They are held to this ring. Let me see if I can show you guys. With this little clip that's down here. So you don't have pipe cleaners sliding all around your wreath. You're too lazy, Lisa. Yeah, I love these things, right? So these are the work wreath forms that I use, and they come in a big variety of different colors. They have like lime green, metallic red, orange, hot pink, like a baby pink, turquoise, all different colors, black, white, emerald green. So you can pretty much use these to match just about anything that you're doing if you're using mesh to make a wreath. Let me see. They do have these that have smaller twist ties right here. These little things right here. This is a regular work wreath, regular tinsel work wreath. The ones that have the smaller pieces right here, that's called a pencil work wreath. And usually I like to use these because I like to be able to use these tinsel ties incorporated into the colors of the wreath. And I think with the pencil ties, they don't really show as much. It doesn't give it as much character or add as much texture to your wreath. Oh, it's Anne. Hi, Anne. I buy mine from the work wreath. She's asking, where do I buy my work wreath forms? I buy mine from Creative Gift Packaging. I love them. And I want to say they are either $5.99 or $6.99 a wreath form. Excuse me. They do sell them if you have a business license and are signed up to shop through Sims Pottery. They sell them there too, but they're just a little bit different than the ones that they have at Creative Gift Packaging, and I really like theirs. But I would say under $6 or so is a good price. Like I said, I don't know if they were $5.99 or $6.99. They were one of the two. But yeah, that's not a bad price for the work foreman. I would rather I would pay a little more for these than to having to attach pipe cleaners to a regular wire frame. Hi Kenna, how are you? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Ian. You can also look on Craft Outlet to see what kind they have. I know the ones at Sims Pottery, they look like this, except they have another little extra wire that runs from tie to tie, and they're just they're made differently, and I just prefer these. These don't have, these are actually attached to the actual frame itself. Let's see. Right here. Let me see if I have one. Hang on just a second. Okay. This is one from Sims. And this is what I was talking about. These are attached to the wire also. But see how it has this extra little piece right here that runs along? These are the ones that I get from Sims. And I want to say they are $4 and some change, I believe. But that is wholesale, and you have to have a business license to buy from them, and they do have a minimum order amount. So these are the ones, let me show you close up. These are the ones from Sims, and this is the one from Creative Gift Packaging. See, it doesn't have that extra wire coming from one end to the other. So those are the work wreaths that I like to use. I know there was someone else, it was Terry. who asked me if I could tell how I put my things into the work wreath and a grapevine and things like that. And I will do that, just not right now, today, because of this. But I will do another video showing how I incorporate things, how I attach them. But it's fairly simple. And you have the twist ties right here. And if you have like a piece of mesh in here, let me see if I can show you an example. You have a piece of ribbon. I'm going to take this ribbon, I'm just going to bunch it up. And let's just say that there is a piece of mesh in here. All you do is untwist your twist ties right here. You put your ribbon in on top of your mesh, and then you twist them. You just twist it up. And then that way your ribbon is going to be laying in there on top of your mesh. That's how you would secure that. Also, if you have like a pick or a flower or something, again, let's pretend like we have mesh in here, and I just put this ribbon in here just because. What I do, so if I'm going to stick a flower in here, I'm going to take one of these ends, and I am going to make a little loop. If you guys can see right here, I made a little loop. And then it's right here. It's hard to see. So then if I want to put a flower in there, all I'm going to do, let me see if I can grab something. I don't have anything that's cut. Let me see. If I wanted to put a flower in there, all I'm going to do is run hot glue down the stem and then stick it in to the loop. And I stuck that through the loop, and of course it would stick better if there was mesh in there. I actually had it holding down mesh and the ribbon on top. But this is what it looks like. You just stick it right through that loop with the hot glue, and the hot glue will grab onto these tinsel ties. And that holds it in there really well. Putting florals on can be tricky sometimes. I think that putting you mean on the work wreath or florals period? Because I think it's so much easier when you're putting florals on a grapevine wreath, because you can just get the floral and shove it up in the grapevine. Put some, on a finished wreath. Really, Lisa? Wow, I didn't know that. I think I try to avoid as much as possible combining flowers and mesh, but I do think it's a lot easier once you get your mesh in between your twist ties and you get your ribbon in there, and then you twist your twist ties, untwist your twist ties, and then Lisa, take one of your twist ties once you have your stuff in there, and then just take it and form a little loop. Just like that. And you can feel it. You can feel it with your finger. Just form like a little itty bitty loop. And then take your floral, put hot glue on the end, and then just stick it in there where you have it looped. It holds really well. Really well. On the work wreath, Lisa, don't let me put flowers in my ties. Yeah, unless it's connected to something else. I don't normally go and just place it in the mesh somewhere. No. I want to make sure that I can loop one of these ties to slide this in. And believe it or not, it makes all the difference in the world. Once you put some hot glue on here and you make the little loop, and then you just push it down into your little loop, it is so much easier than doing, throughout the mesh. And I think that there are enough twist ties that, if you wanted to spread it around, you wouldn't even have to go through any of the mesh to put the floral in there. So, oh no! Oh, Kenna, no. There is no wrong way to do this. There's absolutely no wrong way to do this at all. Everybody has their own way of doing something. There's no wrong way. There's no right way. And I think a lot of it has to do with everybody's personal preference, too. I mean, something that I might do that I might like, somebody else might do a totally different way. And if that works for them, that's great. That's great. I think everybody's got their own way of doing things. And, you kind of go through trial and error, see what works and what doesn't. There's definitely more than one thing or one way to do something like this. Let's see. I don't have any flowers in that one. I don't have a mesh wreath down here that has flowers in it that I could show you right now how I loop it, but I definitely will. I will. I will come back and show you guys exactly how I do that. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Let me see. What else do I get asked? Where do I buy my stuff? I shop at craftoutlet.com, mardigras.outlet.com, Creative Gift Packaging, Sims Pottery, Trendy Tree. There are several people on Facebook that have groups that I buy from. Let me see. Is there anybody else that I buy? Well, of course, Hobby Lobby and Michael's, if I need something. Let me see. I think that's probably about it. There's not a whole lot of people that I do buy from. I try to stay within a group that I bought from before and that I know, and I know when I'm gonna get my stuff that I need. Let me see. One more thing about the work wreath. If you order these, make sure that you order 15 inches. Unless, of course, you want a bigger wreath. But these are 15 to 16 inches. But they make, it says that they can make up to a 24-inch wreath. Now, I use the Deca mesh, and I use the bigger loops. And I can have these, mine usually come out to about 28, 29 inches once I have the mesh on here. But yeah, they do sell these in larger sizes, so if you do look for these, be aware of the size that you buy. Let's see. Excuse me, y'all. Let me see what else. What else do I get asked? Do you guys have any questions? Have I ever made a burlap flower wreath? So what kind of burlap do you use? Oh. That's okay, Ian. Nope, no big deal. I have not made a burlap flower wreath. However, I have made a poinsettia wreath out of the paper mesh. And if I remember, I will go and post a picture of that on the Facebook page. And I want to say there is a tutorial on trendytree.com for the poinsettia wreath. I have not made the burlap flower wreath. I'm sorry. Let me see. Do you have any idea what size burlap they use, Ian? Okay. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, go ahead, Ann. I'm not sure if it will show up on here while I'm doing the live video. But yeah, you can try to post a picture and I'll see if I can see it and let you know. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. The mesh that I use, I'll go ahead and talk about that for a minute while Ann's trying to get her picture up. I usually use the wide foil mesh. Okay, that's good, Ann. I'll look. And if I know what it is, I'll let you know. The mesh that I use, normally I use the 21-inch 10-yard rolls, and I'd say maybe 80% of the time I use the mesh that has the wide foil. It's like the deluxe premium mesh. And the reason I use that is because of the wide foil in the mesh. It hides a lot. If you take this wreath frame and you go and you get a roll of mesh that has no foil in it, when you get done looping your mesh through, you're going to be able to see straight through this. You will. There's just no, it don't matter what color you use, you're going to be able to see through it. With the wide foil, it's thicker. It is a thicker, I don't want to say it's a thicker material, but it's it has the wide pieces of foil running through it, which makes it a lot harder to see through when you use this. But if you do use the regular mesh, that's not the deluxe, you just use the regular deco mesh that, you know, has some foil running through it, or even the plain, and you get your mesh on here, and you're freaking out because you can see through the wreath, you can see the form through there, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is not going to make a wreath because I can see straight through it. Don't freak out. It's fine. Once you get your mesh on there, you're fine. You get your ribbons, all of your ribbons, your embellishments, your signs, whatever, your floral, whatever you put on here is going to cover that up. So, don't freak out if you put your mesh on here and you can see through it. Once you add everything to it, then you won't be able to tell. You really won't. And I like using the wide foil because it sparkles. It's so shiny. It just sparkles. I love it. There's nothing dull about it. Let me see, what else? I also, when I make a wreath like this, I use 4 ribbons. Usually 2 2.5 inch ribbons and 2 1.5 inch ribbons. And I just alternate from twist tie to twist tie to twist tie, which way that it's supposed to go. You just pair up your ribbons, and I'll do an example of that when I can move my arm a little bit better. I'll make another video and I will show y'all the loop to attach the florals in here, and I will show you what I do with my ribbons. And I think that's pretty much it. If y'all get to, if you're looking for ribbon, check out Sam's. They haven't gotten it in yet, but they have spring ribbon and they have Christmas ribbon. And it's like 50 yards of ribbon, and it is like $7. It's amazing. It's like the best ribbon you will ever find. So that is about all for here, unless anybody has any more questions. Any more questions? Yeah. Oh, Lisa, I have like everything crossed that can be crossed that they have some this year. I really, really, really hope they do. I will, Sandy. I will. I called my local Sam's and they said that it would be the end of March, beginning of April, before they got any in. They didn't make. I've heard a couple people saying that their Sam's has told them that they weren't getting any this year, and I hope not. I hope not. So I called my Sam's, and they said the end of March, beginning of April. So I'm hoping. I got fingers crossed. I hope that they have it. Otherwise, if you have a tax ID number and you want to order from Sims, go to Sims. Their 50-yard ribbon is only, I want to say, it ranges from $8 and some change to $12. So it's really, it's not bad through Sims. The only thing that kind of holds you up with Sims is you have to meet that minimum order amount, and their shipping, I think, is a little high. Whereas with Creative Gift Packaging, you can, I think it's $9.99 or under, you pay $6.99, a flat fee is $6.99 for shipping, and over $99 it's free shipping. Sandy. Are you talking about the other place for the 50-yard ribbon? That was Sims Pottery. And that place you do have to have a business license to order from them. They have the minimum amount that you have to order from them. It's a number, a price amount. I want to say the first time I ordered, I think you had to spend $150 for your minimum order. And then after that, it's $75. So, but they do have great prices on a good chunk of their stuff. But take it and you just gotta weigh it out and see which way works better. You know, if you're paying for shipping, versus what you can get something, you know, not at a wholesale cost. So, really, it just depends. So, any more questions? Sandy, it's Sims Pottery, and you have to have a business license. You have to set up an account with them to order. And I think their website is simspotteryinc.com. But creative gift packaging is also too. They don't have, I don't think they have the florals that Sims does. Ah, okay. I will. I definitely will. If I see the ribbon, I will let y'all know. I will definitely let y'all know, because, you know, if I go to Sam's and I get ribbon, I'm taking a picture. So I will definitely let y'all know if our Sam's gets the ribbon. But otherwise, you guys have any more questions? It's kind of a fast video, and I apologize that I can't show y'all a whole lot while I'm sitting here, but I will definitely, once I get this cast off my arm, and actually it's supposed to, I can take it off tomorrow, but for like 6 weeks, I can't lift more than 12 ounces with my hand. But I'll definitely be back on here way before then to show you guys some more things. And Lisa, I'm going to show you that loop thing with the floral, the loop thing with the floral. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate that. I really do. Lisa, oh, I'm hanging around. I'm hanging around. I can't wait to take this thing off tomorrow, so thank you, Lisa. Thank you. And thank you, Anne. I really appreciate it, you guys. So, okay, well, I am going to go for now if there aren't any more questions. And I'm glad that you guys could join me. And hopefully, I'm going to shoot for, let's see, today is Sunday. Maybe for Friday. Depending on how my arm feels. Maybe I'll do another Facebook Live Friday, and it'd probably be in the afternoon. Mid-morning to early afternoon if I do one Friday. So, keep that in mind, and I will post it on the Facebook page to let you guys know. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. I really do. Good night, Sandy. And I will talk to you guys later, okay? Y'all have a good night. Bye.